Alright, welcome back. This is Cult of Elections, and today we're going to be going over the 2024 election night scenario that has Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC, going up against Nikki Haley. Of course. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and delegate some safe Democrat states here. And when I say that, I know one person in particular who's been pushing for me to do election nights. And I gotta say, as I'm filling this out, I am very interested in doing an election night. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a little fake news broadcast is about half an hour long. And I think what people use is PowerPoints making those. Whatever the case, it's just a big template that's used. And yeah, I currently don't really have the time to do that, but I promise as soon as I have the time, I will make a 2024 election night scenario. And, well, not a scenario, like an actual election night video. I promise I will. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the predictions because this is what I have the time to do. Okay, so South Carolina obviously goes Haley safe. And I know this is kind of like jumping the gun a little bit, but I'm going to immediately put North Carolina in the lean column. And I say that because I think Haley would have the reach here from South Carolina to North Carolina. And by lean, I don't necessarily mean like 1 to 2 points. I mean like 4.5 points, maybe 3.5. It's certainly possible. But I definitely think that would go to her. Definitely. And I've talked about this with Democrats putting up progressive candidates. It's not going to translate well to the Electoral College map nationwide. It's just not. Not in 2024. It could happen in the future, but definitely not this election. Because you look at the head-to-head polls, and I've said this so many times before, candidates like Bernie Sanders and Warren did worse than candidates like Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden in the 2020 primaries for the Democrats when it's a head-to-head poll against Trump. You could say the polls are wrong, but I mean, they're not going to be wrong in comparisons necessarily when they're all somewhat similar. So I'm going to delegate Montana into safe, Alaska into safe. For that very reason there. How did I miss New York? That's hilarious. I bet someone's like, is he really not putting New York safe? Sorry. Yeah, New York safe. Definitely. Okay. So, yeah. The progressive candidates would do worse overall. It's not to say that a progressive candidate can never be president, which they more than likely eventually will. But for 2024, I don't see it happening unless Republicans put up a very bad candidate like Kristi Noem, who may only appeal to South Dakota type Republicans, and she doesn't even have the best approval rating there. So I do have a video on that, AOC versus Kristi Noem. If you want to see AOC doing pretty well, then watch that video. But in this scenario, it's not going to be amazing. Little spoiler alert. So I think Texas remains likely in this scenario, only because of the progressive candidate thing. And Iowa and Ohio remain likely, slightly boosting their points a little bit, but not quite coming very close to the safe column just yet in this. In terms of likely states for Democrats, Virginia, Colorado, New Mexico remain in the column. I think despite losing a little progressive edge in these states, they will remain in the likely column. They have a long way to go to going to the lean column, definitely. We're even going Republican remotely, so that's why I'm delegating these in the likely column. I'm going to do some lean ones for AOC here. I'm going to put Minnesota, New Hampshire, and Maine at large in the lean column, but definitely the higher lean column. I'm talking like 4.5 points for these. Sounds about right. However, definitely moving down, which, like I said, with a progressive candidate, if it's multiple points nationwide, as many of the polls and the head-to-head comparisons in 2020 have shown, then it will translate very badly to the Electoral College map, especially in swing states. One thing I think she would definitely hold on to for the Democrats is Nevada. I had a comment a while ago saying that she would be able to garner some Hispanic support. And in states that have a lot of Hispanics possibly to vote in the electorate, so California, Nevada, Arizona, and Texas and Florida, that could make a difference. And I think that would be enough to keep Nevada in the blue column. However, Hispanics don't really vote as much as compared to their percentage of the population. So I'm going to put Arizona in the lead column here for that reason. So, yeah, same thing with Florida. Florida may borderline become a likely state at this point. And I say that because Cubans were painted a picture. When Republicans were campaigning in Florida, they kept using the word socialist, socialist, socialist. And when you paint that picture to say Minnesota or New Hampshire or Colorado, states that are mostly white, that may actually look good. They may think of, oh, Sweden, oh, Denmark, oh, this, that. But for Cubans, they think of a very, very bad regime that was in the somewhat recent past. And that is not going to fly with them. It doesn't matter who the candidate is for the Democrats. If they embrace socialism and say, I am a socialist, which AOC does, and Joe Biden didn't even do, they will not. No chance. No chance. So Florida, I can say, is just as likely as North Carolina at this point in this map. And for that same reason, I'm delegating Georgia in the lean column as well. You know, take off the centrist edge, take away the Donald Trump hate, and this state goes back to that column. And I gotta say, basically finishing off this election, Wisconsin also lean Republican, so Haley already at 273. Take off the edge there, and people are afraid to vote for more far left candidates. It's a fact in America. Nebraska's 2nd district, I can say the same thing. However, I see Maine's 2nd district as an area that likes to vote for change. And it is a swing district. It voted for Obama, voted for Trump, and right now they voted in a Democrat House of Representatives member while at the same time voting for Trump. So, yeah, I like to see them as the change one, but I'm going to put that tilt AOC. She may have a lot more reach up in the Northeast region, potentially, and that's also why. Oh wow, did not mean to do that. That's also why I'm going to delegate Pennsylvania in the tilt column for Democrats. Yeah, I think her message will have a lot bigger support in the Northeast. That's why I'm doing that. However, Michigan, final state left, I'm going to throw in the tilt Haley column. So there you have it, 289 to 249. Haley wins this election. And I already know I'm going to get dislikes on this video because people are going to skip to the end, not even listen to what my reasoning is, and they're going to dislike because of the result. I know how it is. Bring it on. However, if you want to combat that, be sure to like the video. And yeah, if you can give me a reason why AOC would perform better, then be sure to let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, based on the evidence that we have right now, progressives, it doesn't look good for them. Of course, you could say that Democrats have the advantage in 2024, but look, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Georgia, Trump was less than 45,000 votes away from winning these states. So if we take away, if we're going to make the 2020 map here, if we change it to what it was and make it so Trump wins Arizona, Wisconsin, Georgia, look what we have here. He wins the election. So if those votes had flipped, in the 2024 map, he wins the election. In 2020, he only ties. So that's very, very important to note in this situation. However, I'm going to change it back. But yeah, oh, I'm missing something. Regardless what it is. What was it? 294. So yes, I'm missing that. I know. The tilt column. 289 to 249. Yeah, that sounds about right. I may have messed that up a little bit, but yeah, there you have it. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily content. I'll see you next time. Peace.